It's Joe Grande here at the Pump Foundation 14th annual show as they raise money for cancer awareness.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for Joe Grande.
What do you think about this NFL season so far? How do you think it's playing out with the preseason, and what do you think of Johnny Manziel?
Well, first of all, the preseason means next to nothing unless somebody gets hurt or somebody that's on the bubble of making the roster makes the roster. Fascination with preseason football fascinates me.
Right.
Where it's August. I'd rather watch the Kansas City Royals take batting practice than watch a preseason football game. I know, because everything's turned inside out. Wake me up when they kick off the real season, and in truth, I'll get fully engaged when the World Series is over.
Nice, but what do you think of Johnny Manziel?
I think Johnny Manziel is a good quarterback, and it remains to be seen whether or not he's a good NFL quarterback. A lot of guys are ideally suited for the college game, both basketball and football. There are guys that are legitimate stars at the college level that don't necessarily do as well at the pro level. It doesn't mean that they were overrated. It means that the game changes from one level to the next, and we'll see if Manziel can make that jump. I honestly don't have the expertise to say that he can or can't, but he's an exciting player who draws fan interest, so it would be good for the league if he did. This is Bob Costas, and you're listening to my man, even though I just met him, Joe Grande.
And it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Joe.
Vin, the man of the night, good to see you. Joe Grande, it's
Hello,
a pleasure
Joe.
to run into you again.
Nice to run into you.
How do you feel when you're honored like this? It's such a great event.
I feel very humbled. I feel very unworthy, but I'll fill a role for the night and then go home shaking my head as if to say, you know you didn't deserve that, which is the way I feel, but I'm happy to be here.
Vin Scully, if you could pick one of the Dodgers that you've enjoyed the most, calling a home run or just calling his name, what's the name that comes to your head?
I don't think I could do that. If you asked me, I have a special place in my heart for Gil Hodges, who played first base in Brooklyn. Gil would be the kind of man you'd love to have as your son or your son-in-law or your father or your grandfather. He was, to me, everything that's wonderful in this world about life.
As you are to so many others, it's a pleasure.
Oh, bless your heart. Hi, this is Vin Scully. You're listening to my man, Joe Grande.
Now you got this big role coming up. You're playing Mike Tyson. I actually remember interviewing you after the Mike Tyson fight when he got knocked out, and you said, why is he going to make fun of me, as you made him snoring voices of him? I remember this vaguely, and
well,
I was like,
you know what? The amount of time that has gone by now, and the Mike Tyson that I've been able to get even closer with now, his story is amazing. The story that's behind all of the cameras and everything like that, that's what makes this story incredible, because it's about a guy. When I asked him, I said, Mike, how are you today? He said, I'm happy because I don't have any money. I says, why would you feel happy about that? Because no one's trying to take anything from me. I can actually see who my true friends are. And I said, that's what people need to see, the journey of a person, the true American dream. Coming from the Catskills of New York, becoming a world champ at 18, someone putting $60 million in your hand at 18 years old with no handbook, no direction. I said, that's the journey that people need to check out. And now to see where he is now, where he's beloved now. You know, he was troubled for however many years. Maybe we couldn't have done this 10 years ago or 15 years ago, but now he's in a place where we see him and we see a man who's a man now, family man and things like that. So we'll be able to touch all the bases, all of the craziness, all of the things that I saw when I was just a comedian, the local comedian in LA doing a joke on stage, and the whole place went quiet because they said Mike is in the audience. And that was the first time I met him, so I'm looking forward to it.
Doc Rivers, Joe Grande, NBC Sports Radio. How you doing this evening? Great. Kevin Durant leaves Team USA. What do you think about that?
It's his choice. It's America.
No thought? Do you think Paul George had a big play in that?
No, I don't. I think he's cited fatigue. It's a long year. Obviously, they're planning to do a lot this upcoming season. We're hoping not. So, you know, it's no issues.
Other moves that have been made in the NBA are about to be made. The rumor about Kevin Love joining LeBron James in Cleveland. What do you think about that?
I'm glad they're in the East. You know, it's going to make them a great basketball team. If the deal goes through, they'll be really good.
And how are you feeling right now with your organization?
Love it. Like where we're headed, like our players, like our team.
Byron Scott, Joe Grande, NBC Sports Radio. Pleasure. The new Los Angeles Lakers head coach. It's a privilege to say that to you.
Thank you.
I'm sure it's set in already, or has it?
It has set in. You know, every time I go into the office, it's pretty much set in for me. But it's still very surreal, to be in this position, to be coaching this team and this organization, an organization which I love dearly and I have a lot of passion for. So it is a dream come true. This is Byron Scott, and you're listening to my main man, Joe Grande.
This is Nixon, the original Showtime. You listen to my man, Joe Grande.
Emmit Smith, Cowboys this year. What do you see with them? Is Romo going to be able to do it? What's happening?
Well, after watching the preseason game last night, we have some work to do. It's early in the preseason, so I expect things to get better. But like we tried to run the football a little bit last night, so I'm pleased about that. And we just need to keep it going.
Do you get frustrated when you watch this 8-8 season happen, especially when you?
Oh yes, like any other fan does. That's a big Cowboy supporter. Yes, frustration does set in because you want to see your organization do well, and they're capable of doing it. Just a matter of just getting all the ingredients in place and executing against the game plan and allowing some of the balls bounce your way.
Jamie Foxx is playing, of course, Mike Tyson in the movie. Mike Tyson, if you were to play somebody in the movie, who would you want to play?
It's so many great people. I play myself.
How about an athlete? Who would you play?
Oh man, I play Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is a great role model, a legend, and there's so many other people too. But Jerry Rice is one.
You got hands like Jerry though?
Man, I could have went pro. I hurt my toe. Everybody know that.
I don't know if you noticed, but recently Mike Tyson has a new movie coming out with the man Jamie Foxx playing him.
I didn't notice. Jamie Foxx is playing Mike Tyson?
You're kidding me. I'm breaking
I did not know
you.
this. No, cool. I think Jamie will do a good job. I'm seeing this in my head.
Okay, well, Will Smith played your father, obviously.
Yes.
Who would play you in the
God.
Laila Ali movie?
That would be really hard.
Movie?
You know why? Because there just aren't many actresses physically big enough to even beat me, but I guess they could make them look big. Like a big girl. I'm 185 pounds, 5'11". That actually
sexy.
Somebody, that's right, and sexy.
Just,
all that sexiness. And
if I wasn't married with a couple kids, girl, I'd be like,
I'm taking look.
Yeah, whatever. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But I would say, she doesn't look like me. We don't look alike, should I say. Angela Bassett for her acting skills. I like her because I love the way she portrayed Tina. She could bring that fire.
Cheryl Miller, always a pleasure, baby. How you doing?
Handsome. You haven't changed a bit.
Thank you very much. Just getting better as you.
Oh,
just getting better.
I don't know about all that, but thank you.
Let me ask you, the Spurs, they hired their first woman in the NBA.
Yes, Becky Hammond.
How big is that?
That was awesome. That was awesome. And it speaks volumes for Becky, who has been such a tremendous spokeswoman and athlete for not only just college, but the WNBA, NBA.
One of those things.
And one of those things.
It's
been a while since I've done that, but she has the command of the players and the respect, and that's why she's going to excel. I think.
Well, so do you, Cheryl. When I look at you and I see you on the sideline of the basketball, you're on every network. I mean, you're big time like that. When I heard that, I was like, oh, wait, who got the job?
I'm getting there.
Are you going to apply for it?
Well,
are you networking?
You know what?
Are you making it happen?
I'm trying to do that. I definitely want to be the next coach for the Stars, so we'll see if it happens.
Really? Is that?
The Stars or the Sparks. But I'd rather stay in LA and work for Magic. So we're going to see if we can make that happen. Oh my gosh, this is Cheryl Miller, and you're listening to my man, Joe Grande.
How you doing this evening?
I'm fine, Joe, and you?
Great, thank you very much for joining us. I got to ask you, Jamie Foxx is playing Mike Tyson in the new movie. I know you heard about that.
I heard about that. I think it should be nice. I think that, first of all, I think Jamie Foxx is a great actor, and I think he'll do a great job for Mike.
But the big question is, who would play Thomas Hearns?
Well, that remains to be seen right now because we haven't got to that point yet. But once we get to that point, I'm sure they'll find somebody that can act like Thomas Hearns.
In the pro level, you see Johnny Manziel getting so much attention over there in Cleveland. Is there something that you'd reach out to him and talk to, saying, dude, I can relate, I've been there? Because when I see him, I'm not going to lie, I think of you 1,000%.
He's, you know what, he's done a lot more than I ever did, and I think that's just There's
no way he's done more than you, dog.
Yeah.
You got the Heisman as well. You're the best statistic college quarterback ever. Don't give him that.
I think the evolution of social media and, when I was there, it was kind of the start of it all. But there wasn't Instagram, there wasn't all those things. And, when I was in the public's eye, for something that I shouldn't have been or whatever it was, then I said I learned from it and I wouldn't do it again. Whereas, you know what, I love Johnny Manziel. I respect him as a football player. He's living it up, and he obviously doesn't care what anyone thinks, so I have more power to him. We'll see how he performs on the football field. Like I said, I know exactly what he's gone through. I think he's on a whole other level. I mean, he is he's a superstar, and he's been one for 3 years, and he's 20. I was 22 when I left college, so he's going to have to learn. I think I read an article Reggie Bush said, learn to say no. And that's true. You just got to learn to say no. You got to focus on football, and I think he'll be okay. I really do, because he's a great football player and he loves the game. And the most important thing is all the coaches. Yeah, I'm sure they're kind of upset about how he's been, but they say he works hard, he studies hard, and he's always there early, staying late. So that's all you can ask for at this point. This is Matt Leinart, and I'm listening to no other man than Joe Grande, my boy, back in the day, going on, how long? 12, 13 years now. Right? Good to see you, my man.
Realistically.
The man right here.
So Ron Artest changed his name to Meta World Peace, and now he's changing it to the Panda's Friend. All these athletes have changed their name to something a little crazier. What would you change your name to?
What would I change my name to? Oh my gosh, that's so... Oh, the Bionic Fembot. So I've got 2 prosthetic legs.
Go ahead, Amy.
Yeah,
I like that.
I snowboard competitively. So maybe the Bionic Shredder.
Roy Jones Jr., Joe Grande, NBC Sports Radio. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Great, brother. Let me ask you a question. Jamie Foxx is playing Mike Tyson in the movie coming out. Who would play you if the Roy Jones Jr. movie would have come out?
Cuba Gooding Jr.
That's a good one. When you said that, it just came right there. I was like, I seen you in the snow with them dogs and everything. But yeah, you could play Cuba Gooding Jr.
That's true. That's true. We could vice versa, one another.
I mean, I think you need to get your acting game on and do the Cuba Gooding Jr. movie.
I stay ready. Yeah, and I'm listening to my boy Joe Grande. That's him right there.
Steve Sachs, Joe Grande, NBC Sports Radio. I just want to know, who do you think is going to be ready for October? Who's going to go in the postseason this year in baseball?
Well, I think it's I think the wild card is pretty much set in the American League West. It's either going to be Oakland or the Angels of Anaheim. One of those two are going to be the wild card. The other one's going to be the division winner. In the National League, and I think the other races are pretty much set. In the National League, it's wide open. Who's going to be the wild card winners in that? And as far as that goes, I think in the East, in the National League, it's probably going to be Washington. I think the Dodgers are going to take it here in the West, and in the Central, man, that's just that's a cluster right there. Any of the 4 teams are viable to win that in the Central, so it's wide open.
Marcellus Wiley, Meta World Peace, a.k.a. Ron Artest, is changing his name. I know you've heard of it, of course, too. What is it, the Panda?
The
Panda's Friend?
Express? Oh,
no, the Panda's Friend.
I was about to say, I'm about to eat them.
Well, if you were to change your name, Marcellus Wiley,
wow,
what would you change your name to?
People have changed my name too many times for me to even think of a creative one. My family calls me Teddy Bear. My Buffalo teammates, and only Buffalo teammates, call me Wild Style. I'll leave that for the book. And everyone else calls me Dat Dude, and then Max Kellerman calls me Fat. So that's
what does your new lovely wife call you?
Oh, whoa.
Let me ask her, what do you call him?
Is it G-rated? Can we get this G-rated?
What do you call him? Tiger, Panther, Stallion?
I just call him Honey. Nothing exciting.
Actually, she does call me Honey. And if anybody in here said Honey, it better be her. If not, I'm not looking around. So, yeah. That's
Honey it is. Have a great night hosting tonight, brother.
Take care, Honey.
And in the NFL, Johnny Manziel, so much hype around there in Cleveland. Who would have ever thought the Cleveland Browns would have a big topic like this? But do you think Johnny Manziel is going to be able to hold his own and become a starter?
Well, it's tough in the NFL, especially for quarterbacks, and it's a lot of pressure. He's still learning. He's still developing. And the good thing is that they have another quarterback there that has a little bit of experience. So he doesn't have to rush or be thrusted into a certain position when he's not ready. He's competitive now. I know he's going to make a push for it, so we'll see. But in his case, I wouldn't rush him, because if he doesn't do well, then that's going to be it.
Meta World Peace, Los Angeles Lakers changed his name to the Panda. What would you change your name to?
Oh, man. He going to China, so it's,
the Panda's Friend, but
it should have been Kung Fu Panda, because he's always into something. But I might change my name to I don't know, man. I'm so fly, I'm so cool. It's hard to think about that. I had to think about that. I might just stick with Swaggy P. What's up? This is Nick Young, Los Angeles Lakers, and you're listening to my man Joe Grande. So listen, have your ears open, y'all.
Kevin Love being traded to the Cavs for Andrew Wiggins. What do you think of that?
That's my boy K-Love. We work out every day actually this summer, so you know, I've been around him and I'm just happy for him. You know, he's in a situation now where he can win. He's playing with the best player in the world, LeBron James, so what else can you ask for?
Are you telling them to call Detroit and make something happen?
I'm just a little.
Wait, why are you looking sideways?
I'm just a little worried the fact that we got to see these guys four times a year.
Who would Bill Bellamy play if he had to pick and choose an athlete that he would play?
Who I would love to be? There's a couple guys I'd like to play. I would love to play Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin, you know what I'm saying?
I might be able to see you training dogs, too. Maybe Michael Vick.
Michael Vick, too. No.
Hi, this is Bob Miller of the LA Kings, and you're listening to my man, Joe Grande.
Well, that was the red carpet here at the Pump Foundation 14th Annual Red Carpet. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Joe Grande. I'll see you guys here next year.